let's go ahead and plant a tree here, and maybe another one right here would look good. And then now we just have to bone meal it. Hopefully it doesn't take too many. Cool. All right. Hey, that's you know what? That's a pretty good looking tree. You know, not too tall. I like how the leaves droop around a little bit. Yeah, that's not a bad tree. I like it. Yeah, let's move on to bone mealing the other tree then, and hopefully it doesn't take too many bone meals. Um, and okay, there you go. I was just about to get a little bit worried. And hey, you know what? This one looks pretty good too. It's a little bit shorter, but it's got a couple more droopy leaves. I was gonna put maybe a bench here, and I was gonna maybe put another tree here, but I decided that it'd block our view too much, so I decided not to do it. Hey everyone, Froe here for another vanilla-ish Let's Play episode. Thank you for joining me. Right now, we're in that workshop room that we kind of built as an extension of our bedroom last episode. And I wanted to say thank you for the kind feedback. I've never really built a room like this before, and it was a challenge for sure. But the overall positivity in the responses and feedback you guys have given me makes it that much more encouraging. Really do appreciate that. And over here is our bedroom that we've been spending a couple episodes on. And we're going to finish it up this time around. And really the only thing we have to do now is hook up the redstone to the entrance up here. Right? We want to make it so that this opens during the night and closes during the day. And so that's like the last little odd end that we have to finish up on that project. And in fact, there's a lot of little odds and ends that we have to finish up around our base here in preparation for episode 50, which is going to be our world tour, which I'm really excited for. And it seems like you guys are getting kind of excited too. So I'm extra excited there. Whoa, backflip in that regard too. Now, I did mention in the last episode that if you leave a comment, then you'd get an opportunity to be entered into a little competition, right? To win a sword that I'm going to show you in just a second here. But what I have in my inventory are all of the comments from last episode, episode 48. Now, if you see your name here, that's not the only entry you have. If you leave another comment on this episode, then you can get a whole nother diamond's worth of entry, which I think is a pretty sweet deal. And just a reminder, this is that sword that you're going to win. Right? It's kind of like that Excalibur type of vibe, stone in the sword. Or sword in the stone. Oh boy. Which I think, will be pretty cool. And I've been kind of planning out a couple of things. So the spruce little plank here is going to be just a path that leads up to it. Right? And we have a bunch of different paths kind of snaking around this area, which I think is cool. And also this lake actually is pretty awesome as well. This is just a small little bay in an overall pretty big lake system. But there's this little island here. And I'm actually going to build something. I don't know exactly yet. But whoever wins the sword will also get something built here on the island as a little bit of a reward that I'll reveal in episode 50. So that's just an extra little thing to look forward to. Now this lake is huge. It just kind of, everywhere you see water is connected to that original area we were just at. And except for over there, it kind of ends right here. Look at this. It even snakes all the way over to here. We just have to dig up a little bit of dirt to get them to all connect nicely. So that's actually pretty cool because that's going to be where we expand to in the future. But yeah, let's move on to like the meat and potatoes of this episode. Right? We planted these trees over here just to kind of make things feel a little bit more filled out and polished because we do have our world tour coming up. And I added a little bench here. I don't know, it doesn't look that good. It looks more like a desk to me, but this is supposed to be like a table, right? You can picnic here. It's supposed to be a quiet little area. I kind of like it. And so we're going to be doing a couple more little things like that project. Starting with fixing up a path to the potato farm over here, which shouldn't be too bad. I think all I want to do is probably just make like a not tilled, but path block path. So just something like this. Cool. I think we got that path done. That wasn't too bad. And the other thing I want to do is fix up the Sacrificer 2.0 a little bit together. Because a long time ago, you guys see the statues we built there? Those were built in commemoration of when I accidentally deleted all the entities in our world, which was a pretty big mistake. And minecarts with a hopper count as an entity, and we had one snug under there, and it got deleted like literally almost a year ago now, and I've just never come by to fix it. Which just goes to show how great I am at, keeping up with the odds and ends of this world. And by the way, these little redstone access rooms were always part of Operation Bells and Whistles. So it's just a little continuation of that project, which I think is neat. So it looks like I need to get some supplies to finish this. Got our building supplies. Let's go ahead and finish this project up. I think this is all we have to do. I can't believe I literally waited almost a year just to fix this. Oh man. I'm sorry, guys. All right, now I think all I have to do to show this off is if we throw an item there, it gets picked up by the hopper. This opens up, and then that item we threw gets dispensed somewhere over here. Where did that go? Wait, did that dispense properly? I heard it click. Let's do that again. Oh, I bet you because this is not a full block. Yep, there it is. So we got to put a full block here. Not a big deal. All right, let's try it now. Oop. Opens. Item comes out. Sticks out. Oh, it kind of gets shot out over here, but at least we can grab it. And then we can pop down here. Last thing we have to do is put in some ladders. So let's do that. I guess I put all of my crafting benches away and all my wood. So let's grab some of those, some of that. And I think like 3 ladders is all we need. Not very many. And we'll finish this thing up now. Oh, look at that. Okay. So we'll make that into a kelp block, and then 2 ladders is all we need, right? And then let's go ahead and close this up as well. Awesome. So then we got that functional. And you thought I was just going to leave dirt underneath the barrels here? No. I don't do that. That looks gross. You can see that. We're just going to put some dark oak underneath. I think that'll be fine. Just like that. Cool. Well, that was pretty easy. Next thing I wanted to do is take care of these trees. They've been here forever, and they were always meant to be just to be cut down for the wood here. I just never got around to it. Another one of those odds and ends that I just kind of forget. And they've been around for so long here now that the coast might look a little strange not having the trees here. So maybe we'll build some, maybe we won't. I'm kind of just going to wait and see what you guys think we should do with this little area. I'm inclined to build a tree here. I think it would look good, or a couple of them. Maybe have them be a different style than the rest of the trees we have around our base, including the ones we built today. That might be kind of neat. But I'd be interested to see what you guys think as well. Alrighty, we got that all taken care of. Something else we need to do, not this episode, but eventually, is figure out a different place to put our current villagers. Which, by the way, the rule of this world is going to be the only villagers we can have on the island, like these 2 guys right here, and our clay guy down below by our mob farm, are from zombie villagers that we've cured. So we're not going to have a villager breeder or anything like that on the island itself, but elsewhere we might have one. Let's move on to fixing up this as well. We want to make it so that it opens during the day and closes at night, which shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. You can't sleep in your bed right when the sun is setting. You have to wait a little bit. Right, so it'd be nice if these doors opened only when you could sleep in your bed instead of all the time. Now, the tricky part is we don't want the daylight sensor right there, or daylight detector, because it's powering those trapdoors. We can move it around. We have a little bit of flexibility, but we're a little bit stuck in the sense that, maybe right there would be fine, because then we could have grass here. We're a little bit stuck because we can't draw power from this in an easy way. Like the daylight detector doesn't power an adjacent block. It powers a block below it, or directly next to it, but it doesn't power the block itself. It's this that's powering, not the, it doesn't emit power. Except I wonder, does it do this? Can we draw it that way? No, it doesn't power the block itself. So I think I have it set now so that once it gets to like actually be nighttime and we can sleep, this will open. So it'll be like just one more little indicator for when we can actually go to sleep. Because for some reason you can only sleep when it's nighttime in Minecraft. You can't sleep whenever you want. No naps for you, not in Minecraft. No, no, no. You can open? It's so hard to actually tell though. And if you notice, the sun is really, really laggy because in this portion of our world, everything's going on. So the world's kind of struggling a little bit. But there we go. Opened and sleepy time. Cool. And then I think once it becomes daytime, which will be just in a second here. Come on. It's going to close automatically. Just perfect. The only downside is we have to have a hole in our ceiling. There's no easy way to fix that. I could put like trap doors there that open, maybe open at the same time. That'll be something I try out, I guess. But the other thing we have to work on right now is covering this up a little bit. So I'm thinking we just kind of put a couple bushes around. Just to hide it from view a little bit more than it currently is. And to blend it in. I had to move it where we originally had it because it wasn't working here. And I think I want to shape that a little bit better. Yeah, that looks good. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. Right, just blend it in just a tad bit more than it currently is. Yeah, I like that. You can also get rid of some of those signs because those cause lag. Speaking of lag, we're at about 80 milliseconds on average for our tick speed, which means our game is running quite slow when we're standing in this area, which, like I said, that causes the sun to kind of jitter jatter around like that. Right? So if you have any suggestions for me for how to, fix the performance of our world by just a little bit, that'd be nice. I am aware that we have over 800 entities in this general vicinity, and that's a huge part of the problem. But do you guys know if like the mob heads or anything are also part of the problem, or the armor stands? Because I'm not quite sure about the performance impact of those. But yeah, let's move on to kind of the next part of the episode. Something that I've been thinking about is what do we want to do before the world tour? And I think something that is relatively easy to do, but adds a lot to your world, is paths. So I went through and I added in a couple more paths to our world, namely this one. And so now we got a tunnel that connects underneath the mountain where our nether portal is, which we should actually polish up and fix up this episode too, maybe, if we get around to it. But this path now leads over to this cool overlook. And there's a couple different terraces here. And I think it'd be neat to build some, not like actual farms, but just for looks farms, or maybe like an automatic farm here, maybe like a pumpkin farm or something, and like a melon farm. That might be a good idea. Something simple though. And the idea of this was to connect that path up with that one. So now we have a completed loop and another area that we can expand into. And so now we have easy access to this whole like plains area of our world, of our island, which I think was cool. And look at that, we got a Jeb sheep, a wild one for some reason. So you can expect us to expand this direction in the future, though I don't think it's going to be many buildings over here. Now, this particular building itself is supposed to look kind of like a fortification. I don't know why. We got a third terrace right there. Our second one, and then our first level would be like right out front here. And I want to just make it really pretty and decorated. I think that would be a neat little thing to have around this part of the island. And then also finish the mountain, right? We terraformed that whole side, but then this side is still kind of uggo, so we need to fix that up. But yeah, now the path connects over to here, which I think is nice. And we're going to walk along a whole new section of paths that we're going to be building this episode as well. And the general idea is it just makes the world feel more complete, which I think is important if we're going to be doing a world tour shortly here. But it also shows that there's room for expansion and that there's growth in the world. And so I think it's important for us to always push to expand our world and our island a little bit. So this seemed like a good opportunity to do that. Plus, I haven't had a whole lot of time to play or record lately, and Building roads are pretty easy to do. So 2 birds, 1 stone. With that said, let's go ahead and get started on building this thing. Don't know how far we're going to get this episode, but we're going to make some progress regardless. Cool, let's check out the not quite finished paths, but quite a lot of work has been put into them. Uh-oh, I forgot to finish this. That's not a good start. So yeah, this path branches off right from our main road to the left here, and it kind of does a couple, like S-turns and stuff like that. Built a little mini well that was actually inspired by another YouTuber named Tiny, who actually has been leaving a lot of comments, so thank you for the inspiration here. The only little difference I have in my design over yours, I think, is I put the mossy stone brick here. And I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I put an invisible item frame with a sea lantern in it and a little barrel of water. So thank you for the inspiration. As we continue on the path here, there's a couple of things I wanted to bring up as well. I don't know what to do about this. This is when we died like in episode 4 from a charged creeper. I don't want to get rid of it. I think it's kind of a cool little relic, seeing as it's lasted, almost the entire length of our world by now. Oh, I thought that was an Enderman. Just a mushroom. And I also need to figure out something to do with this original mushroom. And like our original sacrificer 1.0. I've left a sign here saying that we should build a building here to protect it and to commemorate it. If you guys have any ideas, that would be awesome. I think this was the legendary creeper that killed us right there. Maybe? I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and watch the videos to really be sure about that. But yeah, I didn't want to touch that or remove anything yet. If anything, I would replace this with grass like it's supposed to, instead of the what is this stuff even? I forgot now. Podzol. Yeah, classic. I feel like I know so much about this game, and then when I'm actually recording, it's like all my knowledge goes away. So this is the rest of our path right now. I went through and I decorated this area. I moved a bunch of the llamas we had right outside of our base to over here to help with the lag a little bit, and also just add some life to this portion. Eventually, we're going to have a path go up and around the mountains like here. This will go like up and kind of swing around. And then there's another path that's going to go over here through this little natural valley that we're going to dig out a little bit more. And then we'll have buildings on top of these mountains. So like one building here, one over there, probably one over there, and maybe a fourth one up there. So I think there's a lot of room for us to expand in this direction, which I'm very excited for. And I'm glad that we built the paths, because if we don't do this, I feel like we just get in the same old routine of building where we already are. And we need to start spreading out, otherwise we're going to continue to have lag problems. So we have another valley here, another natural one that's going to have a path tread through it in the near future. But for now, we're going to just keep it to this simple loop. And again, not everything is fully decorated. And I want to like build up these hills. So like build up that hill and the one we're standing on as well. I think that's nice. Having the elevation change makes it so that the path feels longer, right? In reality, these paths really aren't that long, right? It just loops around the hill, but having it loop around instead of having it connect straight across here adds in a whole new length, and it makes the world feel bigger, and it makes this portion of the world feel bigger as well. And I think it's like a optical illusion / psychological trick that like Disney theme parks is kind of, known for. So I'm drawing a little bit of inspiration there in some regard. And I also want to add a lot more little shelves and areas to decorate along the path, but that'll be in future expansions. With that said, I know I don't have a whole lot done this episode. It doesn't seem like it, but just building the paths and doing a lot of little odds and ends off camera that I haven't even shown you yet has taken up a lot of my time, and I don't have a whole lot anyways at the moment. So we're going to have to end the episode here, unfortunately. You guys have a wonderful day. I am very excited for episode 50. Thank you for the support. You guys have been just unbelievable. I never would have thought 50 episodes ago that I'd have, such a great community. I really appreciate it. With that said, if you know of anyone who would be interested in this type of Let's Play or the type of videos I make, I would ask you to let them know about episode 50 coming up here. Or any episode, I don't know. And just to see if we can build a little bit of our community that way through word of mouth. I think that would be really cool. So thank you. You guys have a wonderful day. The food that I want to talk about is chili. Chili with black beans and pinto beans. Black beans are my favorite bean, followed up by pinto, and then lentils are my favorite legume. So with that said, you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.